Listen carefully. Some attacks don't come loudly. They come quiet, hidden and calculated. Things start breaking for no reason. Peace disappears overnight. Sleep is disturbed. Doors close suddenly. Relationships shift. Your mind feels under pressure, and you don't know why. That's not coincidence. That's spiritual warfare. And today, God revealed something you were not meant to ignore. There is a moment, a precise spiritual moment, where witchcraft completely loses its power, where curses collapse, where secret works are exposed, where every ritual sent against you returns to dust. And that moment is activated when Psalm 91 and Psalm 64 are declared together, 7 times with authority. This is not motivational prayer. This is not symbolic. This is direct confrontation in the spiritual realm. If you're here right now, it's because this prayer is for you. Leaving now would be a mistake. Stay, listen, pray. Because as this prayer is released, every form of witchcraft targeting your life will lose power, starting now. Do not move. The prayer begins. Welcome to Psalm 91 Warfare. This is not just a channel, this is a battlefield of prayer. Right now, thousands of intercessors are connected in the same faith, the same authority, the same purpose, to shut down spiritual attacks before they manifest. If you're here, it's because God positioned you here. This is not random. This is timing. Tonight, we are declaring Psalm 91 and Psalm 64 7 times, not as routine words, but as weapons. Many people pray and never understand why nothing changes. Here we pray with direction, discernment, and authority. And I need to tell you something very clearly. If you leave before the end, you interrupt the cycle of this prayer. Those who stay to the final declaration are the ones who see the shift. So before we continue, subscribe and stand with this community of faith, like this video as a spiritual agreement, and comment below with your prayer request, because we pray together, not alone. Stay with us until the end, because what begins as prayer ends as deliverance, protection, and victory. Now take a deep breath. The prayer begins now. Before any weapon is broken, before any curse collapses, before witchcraft loses its power, there is one spiritual foundation that must be established. Where are you dwelling? The first words of Psalm 91 do not begin with fear, they begin with positioning. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. This is not poetic language, this is spiritual law. Witchcraft does not attack randomly. It looks for access. It searches for open ground. It waits for moments of spiritual exposure. But when a person dwells, not visits, not occasionally prays, but dwells, something shifts in the unseen realm. You are no longer exposed. You are covered. The shadow of the Almighty is not symbolic. It is jurisdiction. Anything that operates outside God's authority cannot function under his shadow. That is why witchcraft weakens first before it breaks. Many people feel the attack, but don't understand why it suddenly loses intensity. Why dreams change, why fear lifts, why the atmosphere in the home shifts. It's because coverage was activated. Today, as you listen, you are not a spectator. You are actively positioning yourself under divine protection. And now, listen carefully. Witchcraft feeds on secrecy. That is why Psalm 64 is activated alongside Psalm 91. Psalm 64 is not defensive, it is exposing. It speaks directly to hidden words, secret plots, and attacks launched from the shadows. Hide me from the secret plots of the wicked, from the rebellion of evildoers. This prayer does something critical. It forces darkness into the light. And when witchcraft is exposed, it cannot survive. Hidden works lose structure. Spoken curses lose alignment. Rituals lose direction. That is why these two psalms together are dangerous to the enemy. Psalm 91 covers, Psalm 64 exposes. And when you repeat them 7 times, you are not repeating words. You are completing a spiritual cycle. In Scripture, 7 represents completion, fulfillment, and divine sealing. What is spoken once is declared. What is spoken 7 times is established. That is why witchcraft cannot endure this moment. Right now, even as you listen, some attacks are already weakening. Some plans are already unraveling. Some assignments are already being aborted, not because of emotion, but because of authority. You are not begging God to protect you. You are standing in a position He already secured. And as this prayer continues, you will feel clarity return, peace stabilize, fear dissolve. Stay focused, stay present, because this is only the beginning. At the end of this block, comment below, "I dwell under God's shadow." Witchcraft does not begin with rituals. It begins with words, spoken in secret, released with intention, directed with precision. That is why many attacks don't feel physical at first. They feel mental, emotional, atmospheric. Suddenly, confusion appears. Motivation drains. Peace is interrupted. But hear this clearly. Words only have power where they are allowed to land. That is why Psalm 64 targets the mouth of the enemy before the action of the enemy. They sharpen their tongues like swords and aim bitter words like arrows. This psalm reveals something critical. Before witchcraft manifests, it speaks. And today, those words are being intercepted. When Psalm 64 is declared, something happens in the unseen realm. The arrows miss their target. The words lose direction. The sender loses alignment. At the same time, Psalm 91 establishes your immunity. No evil shall befall you, nor shall any plague come near your dwelling. This is not conditional. This is positional. When you are under divine covering, words spoken against you expire mid-air. They cannot attach, they cannot root, they cannot multiply. This is why many people feel sudden relief during prayer, not because the enemy stopped speaking, but because he stopped being heard. Right now, as this prayer continues, every word spoken against your life is being silenced. Curses spoken over your name are losing legal ground. Declarations made in darkness are dissolving in light. Assignments spoken in secret are being cancelled. And this is why repetition matters. When you declare these psalms 7 times, you are not repeating, you are overriding. Each repetition strips authority. Each repetition weakens alignment. Each repetition seals protection. By the 7th declaration, nothing remains standing. Witchcraft depends on continuity, but God establishes finality. Tonight, this is being settled. You may not see it yet, but the atmosphere around you is changing. Stay attentive, stay connected, because in the next block we go deeper to the collapse of spiritual assignments. At the end of this block, comment below, "Every word against me is silenced." Not every attack is personal. Some are assigned. Witchcraft operates with missions. Targets are chosen, timelines are set, outcomes are expected. But hear this truth: no assignment survives divine interruption. When Psalm 91 is declared, protection is activated. When Psalm 64 is declared, exposure begins. When both are repeated 7 times, assignments lose structure. This is where the collapse happens. Spiritual attacks rely on continuity, on days passing without resistance, on silence, on fatigue. But resistance has entered the field. The enemy expected access, but found a wall, expected fear, but found authority, expected delay, but found acceleration. That is why things suddenly feel disrupted for the attacker. Plans begin to malfunction. Timelines fall apart. Connections break. Focus is lost. Not because they stopped trying, but because they lost permission. Psalm 64 declares that the enemy falls by their own arrows. Psalm 91 declares that nothing touches your dwelling. This creates a spiritual paradox for witchcraft. They cannot advance, and they cannot retreat, so assignments collapse from the inside out. Right now, some plans that were meant to last months are ending prematurely. Some attacks that were meant to escalate are being shut down quietly. Some spiritual pressures you felt will not return. This is not emotional relief. This is jurisdiction being restored. And listen carefully. When an assignment collapses, it cannot be reassigned. The door closes. The cycle ends. The authority expires. That is why staying until the end of this prayer matters. Completion seals victory. Stay present. Stay aligned. Because what is collapsing now will not rise again. At the end of this block, comment below. Every assignment against me has collapsed. There is a stage in spiritual warfare where the enemy no longer attacks. Not because he wants to stop, but because he cannot continue. This is the moment of silence. When Psalm 64 says, "The enemy's own words return against them," it reveals something powerful. Witchcraft collapses by exposure. Hidden words cannot survive in the light. Secret plots cannot function when revealed. Spoken curses lose coherence when uncovered. And when Psalm 91 establishes your dwelling under divine shadow, there is no access point left, so the enemy does the only thing remaining. He goes silent. No more pressure, no more disturbance, no more spiritual noise. Many people mistake this silence as nothing happened, but silence is evidence of defeat, because witchcraft must speak to function. It must declare. It must direct. It must reinforce itself through repetition. When it can no longer speak, it can no longer operate. Right now, as this prayer continues, you may feel calm replacing tension, clarity replacing confusion, peace settling where anxiety lived. That is not emotional imagination. That is the sound of authority being restored. Psalm 91 declares that terror by night will not reach you. Psalm 64 declares that the enemy is struck suddenly and silenced. Together, they do something final. They end the conversation. No more back and forth, no more cycles, no more return attacks. The door closes quietly, but permanently. This is why you must remain until the end, because silence seals victory. At the end of this block, comment below, "The enemy is silenced." Every battle has a final moment. Not when the fight feels intense, but when authority is sealed. This is that moment. When Psalm 91 is declared, God establishes boundaries no force can cross. When Psalm 64 is declared, every hidden voice is exposed and neutralized. When both are repeated 7 times, protection is not only activated, it is sealed. A seal is different from a shield. A shield blocks attacks. A seal ends access. That is why some battles don't return. That is why certain problems never repeat. That is why the enemy does not get a second attempt. Right now, a spiritual boundary is being drawn around you. Your mind, your home, your sleep, your future, your family. What tried to enter before will not enter again. Witchcraft loses power because it loses permission. And once permission is revoked, it cannot be negotiated back. This is the authority of divine covering. Psalm 91 declares angels assigned to guard you. Psalm 64 declares the enemy struck suddenly and silenced. This is not temporary relief. This is long-term protection. As this prayer approaches its final declarations, what was unstable becomes established. What was exposed becomes protected. What was attacked becomes secured. Stay until the end, because the seal is completed in the final words. At the end of this block, comment below, "I am sealed and protected." There is a final phase in spiritual warfare that many people never reach. Not because it isn't available, but because they don't stay until the end. This is the moment of reversal. When protection is sealed and the enemy is silenced, what was sent to destroy you begins to work against the sender. This is not revenge. This is spiritual law. Scripture reveals that the enemy falls into the very trap they set. The arrow they released returns without direction. The plan they designed collapses without effect. This is what happens when Psalm 64 and Psalm 91 complete their work. Psalm 64 causes exposure and reversal. Psalm 91 maintains protection and stability. Together, they don't just stop the attack, they rewrite the outcome. What was meant to bring fear becomes proof of God's covering. What was meant to confuse becomes clarity. What was meant to weaken becomes strength. This is why many people look back and say, "I don't know how I survived that. I don't know why it suddenly ended. I don't know why it never came back." Now you know. The cycle was broken, the assignment collapsed, the authority was sealed. And listen carefully, once an attack is reversed, it cannot be reused. The enemy loses data, loses access, loses strategy. That is why peace now feels different, stronger, more stable, more permanent. Stay with this prayer, because in the final declaration, we don't ask for protection. We declare victory. At the end of this block, comment below, "What was sent against me is reversed." After exposure, after collapse, after reversal. There is one final thing God restores: authority. Spiritual attacks are not only about damage, they are about intimidation. They try to make you doubt your position, your right to peace, your right to rest, your right to advance. But authority is not something you earn. It is something you stand in. When Psalm 91 establishes where you dwell and Psalm 64 removes every hidden voice, you are no longer reacting, you are governing. Fear no longer controls your decisions. Confusion no longer dictates your steps. Spiritual pressure no longer sets the tone. You do. This is why the enemy retreats quietly at this stage, because authority does not need to announce itself. It simply exists. Right now, something subtle but powerful is happening. Your mind is stabilizing. Your emotions are settling. Your discernment is sharpening. You are not imagining this. This is what happens when spiritual authority returns to its rightful place. From this moment forward, you will recognize attacks faster. You will recover peace sooner. You will not stay under pressure as long as before, because authority shortens battles. And hear this clearly, what once overwhelmed you will no longer dominate you. You are not exposed, you are not vulnerable, you are covered, sealed, and positioned. Stay with us, because now we move to the final declaration, the moment everything is sealed in agreement. At the end of this block, comment below, "My authority is restored." Every spiritual work follows a cycle. It begins with intention, it grows through repetition, and it ends with a declaration. This is that moment. Up to now, you have been positioned, covered, protected, exposed to truth, restored in authority. Now, the cycle must be closed, because unfinished cycles invite return. But completed cycles forbid access. This is why the repetition of 7 times matters, not 6, not 5, 7. 7 completes what was started, 7 seals what was opened, 7 establishes what cannot be undone. As Psalm 91 declares your dwelling secured and Psalm 64 confirms the enemy silenced, there is nothing left unfinished. No loose ends, no open doors, no unresolved assignments. This is the point where witchcraft loses memory of you. Your name is no longer accessible. Your life is no longer traceable. Your future is no longer targetable. The cycle closes quietly, but completely. From this moment forward, attacks will not repeat. Pressure will not escalate. Fear will not regain ground, because there is no legal path back. Stay present, because in the final block, we release the closing declaration, the prayer that locks everything in place. At the end of this block, comment below. The cycle is closed. There is a moment in spiritual warfare where nothing dramatic seems to happen, yet everything has already changed. This is the atmospheric shift. You may not hear a sound, you may not feel emotion rise, but suddenly the pressure is gone. Breathing feels easier. Thoughts slow down. The heaviness lifts. That is not coincidence. This is what happens when the unseen realm realigns with divine order. Spiritual attacks create noise, restlessness, internal urgency, unexplainable tension. But when protection is active and opposition has lost access, the atmosphere becomes still, not empty, stable. This is why peace at this stage feels different from ordinary calm. It holds, it stays, it doesn't collapse under stress. Right now, even as this prayer continues, your environment is being recalibrated. Your home, your sleep, your thoughts. What once felt unsettled is finding balance again. And listen carefully. Atmospheric shifts are signs that the conflict has already passed its peak. The battle does not always end with noise. Often it ends with quiet order restored. Stay attentive. Because from this point forward, what we declare is not defense, it is alignment. At the end of this block, comment below, the atmosphere around me has shifted. After the atmosphere shifts, alignment begins. This is where things quietly fall back into place. Not because effort increased, but because resistance was removed. Alignment is not forcing doors open, it is walking without obstruction. When Psalm 91 secures your dwelling and Psalm 64 removes hidden opposition, life stops pushing back against you. You notice it in small ways first. Conversations flow again, decisions feel clearer, rest comes easier, progress no longer feels heavy. This is not acceleration, this is realignment. Witchcraft thrives on disorder, confusion, delay, internal friction. But alignment removes friction. That is why things that were stuck begin to move without struggle. Not everything changes at once, but everything changes direction. Right now, even as this prayer continues, your steps are being recalibrated. You are no longer walking against resistance. You are walking within order. And hear this carefully. Alignment protects you from future attacks. Because when your life is aligned, there is no leverage for disruption. What once drained you will no longer demand energy. What once confused you will no longer dominate thought. This is why staying connected matters. Because alignment deepens the longer you remain present. Stay with us. We are not finished. We are going deeper into stabilization. At the end of this block, comment below. My life is aligned. Alignment leads to stability, and stability changes everything. This is the stage where peace is no longer fragile. It doesn't disappear with stress. It doesn't collapse under pressure. It holds. Spiritual attacks thrive on instability, on emotional swings, on mental overload, on environments that never settle. But when protection is active and alignment is established, stability begins to take root. You notice it when your reactions slow down, your thoughts feel ordered, your emotions stop being hijacked. This is not numbness. This is grounded strength. Stability means you are no longer easily shaken. News doesn't disturb you the same way. Problems don't control your breathing. Fear doesn't dictate your pace. This is how spiritual authority expresses itself quietly. Not through loud declarations, but through consistency. Right now, even as this prayer continues, your inner ground is being reinforced. What once felt unstable is becoming dependable again. And listen carefully. Stability protects the future, because when stability is present, new attacks fail to gain traction. They don't escalate, they don't attach, they don't linger, they pass and dissolve. This is why many people say, I don't know why this doesn't affect me anymore. Now you know. The ground has changed. Stay connected. Because after stability comes clarity of direction. At the end of this block, comment below, I am stable and grounded. After stability takes root, clarity begins to surface, not rushed, not forced, but steady and unmistakable. This is where confusion loses control. Spiritual attacks often aim at direction. They don't always try to stop you. They try to mislead you, second-guessing, indecision, mental fog, constant internal questioning. But clarity does not come from pressure. It comes from order restored. As this prayer continues, your thoughts begin to line up again. You start knowing what to do next, even if the full path isn't visible yet. You stop feeling pulled in every direction. Your yes becomes firm. Your no becomes peaceful. This is how clarity works in the spirit. It doesn't shout, it settles. Right now, even as you listen, clarity is returning to areas that felt blurred. Decisions you delayed, paths you questioned, choices you feared making. This is not impulse. This is discernment reactivated. And hear this carefully. Clarity protects you from repeating cycles. When you see clearly, you don't walk back into what harmed you. You don't reopen doors. You don't entertain confusion. You don't negotiate with doubt. You move forward calmly, firmly, securely. Stay present, because clarity deepens the longer this alignment holds. At the end of this block, comment below, I walk in clarity. Clarity creates movement, and movement creates momentum. This is where things begin to advance without being forced. Momentum is not rushing, it is forward motion without resistance. For a long time, progress may have felt heavy. Every step required effort. Every decision felt costly. But when protection is active and clarity is restored, momentum begins to build naturally. You notice it when delays shorten, opportunities align, energy returns without pressure. This is not coincidence. This is what happens when opposition has lost its grip. Momentum means you are no longer pushing against the unseen. You are moving with order, not against it. Right now, as this prayer continues, forward motion is being released into your life. Things that were stagnant are beginning to shift, not explosively, but consistently. And consistency is more powerful than speed. Momentum protects progress, because once movement is established, it becomes harder for disruption to stop it. What once slowed you will no longer delay you. What once drained you will no longer interrupt flow. This is why staying present matters. Momentum grows. The longer alignment remains intact. Stay with us, because from here we move into sustainability, progress that doesn't collapse. At the end of this block, comment below, momentum is moving me forward. Momentum is powerful, but sustainability is what keeps it alive. This is the stage where progress no longer depends on intensity. It depends on order. Spiritual attacks often return when progress is unstable, when everything is built on emotion, urgency, or pressure. But when your life is aligned under Psalm 91 and hidden resistance has been dismantled through Psalm 64, progress gains structure. You are no longer moving because you must. You are moving because the path is clear and supported. This is why sustainability feels calm, no rush, no panic, no fear of collapse. Right now, even as this prayer continues, your progress is being reinforced from beneath. What you are building will not fall easily. What you are stepping into will not disappear suddenly. What is moving forward will not reverse without cause. Sustainable progress changes how you think about the future. You stop bracing for setbacks. You stop waiting for disruption. You start expecting continuity. This expectation is not optimism. It is alignment confirmed. And hear this carefully. Sustainability protects victories. Because when progress is stable, there is no urgency for the enemy to exploit. No cracks, no shortcuts, no leverage. Stay connected. Because from here, we move into expansion with order. Growth that doesn't overwhelm. At the end of this block, comment below, "My progress is stable and sustained." Sustainable progress creates space, and space invites expansion. But not every expansion is safe. Not every growth is protected. This is why order matters. Expansion without order leads to overload. Expansion without covering invites pressure. Expansion without clarity attracts resistance. But when your life is established under Psalm 91 and hidden opposition has been dismantled through Psalm 64, expansion happens with structure. You don't grow beyond your capacity. You grow into alignment. Right now, even as this prayer continues, new room is being created around you. Room to breathe, room to think, room to build, room to advance without strain. This is not overwhelming growth. This is measured increase. Ordered expansion feels calm. It doesn't rush you. It doesn't pressure you. It doesn't destabilize what you already have. Instead, it reinforces it. And hear this carefully. Ordered expansion protects what matters most. Your peace is not sacrificed. Your focus is not fragmented. Your stability is not compromised. Growth comes, but it comes within boundaries. Stay present, because after expansion comes consolidation, making sure everything remains secure. At the end of this block, comment below, "I expand with order and peace." Expansion creates structure, but consolidation makes it last. This is the stage where nothing feels fragile anymore. What was established no longer depends on momentum. It stands on foundation. In the spiritual realm, permanence is protection. When Psalm 91 secures your dwelling and Psalm 64 removes hidden opposition, what is built is not temporary. It settles. Right now, even as this prayer continues, what has been forming in your life is being anchored. Peace is no longer visiting, it is staying. Progress is no longer experimental, it is stable. Clarity is no longer occasional, it is consistent. This is consolidation. You stop checking if things will fall apart. You stop bracing for disruption. You stop expecting reversal. Because what is established has weight. Consolidation closes gaps. No loose structures, no unfinished areas, no unprotected edges. This is how permanence feels. Calm confidence, quiet assurance, steady presence, not excitement, not urgency, just security. And hear this carefully. What is consolidated is difficult to shake. New pressures don't destabilize it. Unexpected changes don't undo it. External noise doesn't interfere with it. Stay present. Because after consolidation comes inheritance, walking fully in what has been secured. At the end of this block, comment below. What God established in me is permanent. Inheritance is not something you chase. It is something you step into. At this stage, nothing is being proven. Nothing is being fought for. Nothing is being defended. You are simply walking in what was already secured. When Psalm 91 establishes your dwelling and Psalm 64 removes every hidden threat, inheritance becomes accessible. You are no longer reacting to attacks. You are no longer adjusting to pressure. You are no longer preparing for disruption. You are living from a place of coverage and clarity. This is why peace now feels natural, why direction feels steady, why progress feels deserved, not fragile. Inheritance does not rush. It unfolds. Right now, even as this prayer continues, you may sense a quiet confidence returning. Not pride, not excitement, but assurance, the kind that doesn't need confirmation. Inheritance changes posture. You stop asking, will this last? You start knowing, this is mine to steward. You stop fearing loss. You start valuing continuity. And hear this carefully. Inheritance carries responsibility, not pressure. You don't guard it with anxiety. You guard it with order. You don't protect it with fear. You protect it by remaining aligned. Stay present. Because what comes next is maturity and authority, knowing how to keep what has been given. At the end of this block, comment below, I walk in what God secured for me. Authority begins with protection. It grows through alignment, and it matures through consistency. At this stage, nothing needs to be proven. No reaction is required. No urgency is necessary. Mature authority is calm. When Psalm 91 establishes your dwelling and Psalm 64 removes every hidden voice, authority stops being something you activate. It becomes something you carry. You don't respond to every disturbance. You don't engage every noise. You don't explain every decision. You move with quiet certainty. This is how maturity shows itself spiritually. You choose peace without guilt. You protect boundaries without apology. You discern without fear. Right now, even as this prayer continues, your responses are being refined. Less reaction, more discernment, less urgency, more stability. Mature authority shortens battles by refusing unnecessary engagement. Not every door deserves attention. Not every challenge requires effort. Not every voice merits response. And hear this carefully. Maturity preserves what authority establishes. It keeps peace intact. It maintains order. It prevents regression. This is why life now feels lighter, not heavier, because authority no longer demands energy, it saves it. Stay present, because from maturity flows restful governance, leading without strain, standing without pressure. At the end of this block, comment below, I walk in mature authority. There is a level of authority that does not strive, it rests. This is where everything you carry is no longer heavy. You're not alert because of fear. You are aware because of clarity. You are not guarding peace anxiously. Peace is guarding you. When Psalm 91 establishes your dwelling and Psalm 64 has already silenced hidden opposition, governance becomes effortless. You don't scan for danger. You discern naturally. You don't brace for impact. You remain steady. This is restful authority. Right now, even as this prayer continues, your nervous system is settling, your mind is slowing, your inner posture is relaxing, not because vigilance is gone, but because threat is absent. Restful governance looks like this. You respond instead of react. You choose instead of rush. You lead without tension. This is not passivity. This is mastery. The enemy does not return here because there is nothing to provoke, nothing to exploit, nothing to destabilize. Rest is not weakness. It is proof that authority is complete. Stay present, because from rest flows quiet dominion, influence without noise, strength without display. At the end of this block, comment below, I govern from rest. There is a form of strength that does not announce itself. It doesn't need to explain. It doesn't need to prove. It simply stands. This is quiet dominion. When Psalm 91 secures your dwelling and Psalm 64 has already dismantled hidden opposition, your presence alone carries weight. You notice it in subtle ways. Situations de-escalate around you. Conflict loses momentum. Pressure dissolves before it forms, not because you intervene, but because order surrounds you. Quiet dominion does not confront chaos loudly. It makes chaos irrelevant. Right now, even as this prayer continues, your spiritual posture is changing. You are no longer bracing. You are no longer guarding constantly. You are simply established. This is why certain problems no longer approach. Why some people stop testing boundaries. Why old patterns don't attempt return. Dominion has no echo. It has presence. And hear this carefully. Quiet dominion protects without effort. It does not exhaust you. It does not demand vigilance. It does not require repetition. It is sustained by alignment. Stay present, because from quiet dominion flows enduring peace, peace that does not fluctuate, peace that does not retreat. At the end of this block, comment below, I stand in quiet dominion. There is a kind of peace that does not come and go. It stays, Not because circumstances are perfect, but because order is established. When Psalm 91 secures your dwelling and Psalm 64 has already dismantled hidden opposition, peace becomes structural. It is no longer emotional relief. It is no longer momentary calm. It is enduring. You notice it when your sleep is uninterrupted, your thoughts no longer race, your reactions are measured. Peace stops being something you search for. It becomes the default state. Right now, even as this prayer continues, your inner environment is stabilizing further. External noise loses influence. Unexpected events lose control. Pressure loses urgency. This is not withdrawal from life. This is engagement without disturbance. Enduring peace changes how you move. You don't rush decisions. You don't anticipate problems. You don't live braced for impact. You live present, grounded, and aware. And hear this carefully. Enduring peace protects everything else. It preserves clarity. It sustains authority. It anchors progress. Stay present. Because from enduring peace flows wisdom in movement, knowing when to act and when to remain still. At the end of this block, comment below, I walk in enduring peace. Enduring peace gives birth to wisdom, not the kind that hesitates, but the kind that discerns timing. This is where movement becomes intentional. You no longer act out of pressure. You no longer react out of fear. You move because the moment is right. When Psalm 91 establishes your dwelling and Psalm 64 has already removed hidden interference, wisdom begins to govern your steps. You sense when to advance. You sense when to wait. You sense when silence is stronger than action. This is not delay. This is precision. Right now, even as this prayer continues, your internal compass is sharpening. Decisions feel lighter, choices feel clearer, outcomes feel steadier. Wisdom in movement looks like this. You avoid unnecessary battles, you invest energy where it multiplies, you conserve strength without guilt. This is how authority protects longevity, because reckless movement exhausts, but wise movement preserves. And hear this carefully, wisdom prevents future conflict. You don't walk into resistance. You don't reopen closed doors. You don't repeat old cycles. You move forward, calmly, clearly, securely. Stay present. Because after wisdom in movement comes fruit that remains, results that don't fade. At the end of this block, comment below, I move with wisdom and discernment. There is a difference between progress and fruit that remains. Progress can move quickly, but lasting fruit is rooted. This is where what you've received begins to express itself over time. When Psalm 91 secures your dwelling and Psalm 64 has already removed hidden interference, results are no longer fragile. They stay. You notice it when peace doesn't fade after pressure, clarity doesn't disappear after decisions, stability doesn't collapse after challenges. This is not luck. This is order bearing fruit. Right now, even as this prayer continues, what has been aligned in you is beginning to produce consistently. Small wins accumulate, daily routines strengthen, confidence becomes quiet and steady. Fruit that remains does not demand attention. It speaks through continuity. And hear this carefully, lasting fruit protects the future, because when results endure, you don't start over. You don't rebuild from scratch. You build upon what already stands. This is how growth becomes generational, not dramatic, but dependable. Stay present, because after fruit that remains comes legacy in motion, impact that extends beyond you. At the end of this block, comment below, what God produces in me remains. Fruit that remains never stays contained. It moves, quietly, naturally, without force. This is legacy in motion. Legacy is not built by striving. It is formed when order, peace, and wisdom begin to influence everything they touch. When Psalm 91 secures your dwelling and Psalm 64 has already silenced hidden opposition, what flows from your life carries stability. People feel it around you, environments respond to it, situations adjust because of it, not because you announce it, but because it's present. Right now, even as this prayer continues, your influence is becoming cleaner, less friction, less conflict, more clarity. Legacy in motion looks like this. Others find peace around you. Confusion dissolves in your presence. Stability spreads without explanation. This is not control. This is alignment expressed outward. And hear this carefully. Legacy does not demand recognition. It works quietly, but it lasts longer than noise. What you walk in today becomes a pathway others can follow. Stay present, because after legacy begins to move comes covering multiplied, protection that extends outward. At the end of this block, comment below, what God built in me impacts others. If this prayer spoke to you, do not disconnect without sealing it. What was built here grows stronger through agreement, like this video as a declaration of faith. Subscribe to Psalm 91, Warfare, and stand with this community of intercessors. Comment below. This prayer breaks witchcraft. When you like, you agree. When you comment, you testify. When you subscribe, you stay covered. And if you know someone who needs protection tonight, share this prayer, let it reach them. We remain under the covering of Psalm 91, walking in peace, authority, and victory. Psalm 91 warfare. We stand, we pray, we overcome. Amen.